My name is Pauline Modoni Waroy, married to George Waroy Macharia, blessed with one boy, baby boy, 3 years old. I used to be a cabin crew, resigned because of my husband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Currently, I'm unemployed.
My name is George Macharia Waroy, and I am a pastor at Light in the City Church. I'm a father, I am a pastor, I am a mentor, I am a life coach, and I love what I do. Yeah.
You're also a husband.
I say a father.
Oh. A husband.
Yeah, husband.
It was in July 2012. That's when we met.
Yes.
But I've known him before that. I used to go for prayers early morning in Deliverance Church Umoja, but I never used to talk to him. You know, ladies at that age, he's there, number 1 or 2, and then you go home, kujisikia. And then I think he called me. Sindio?
Yes,
you called me.
Yes, I did. What had happened is that in the year 2012 is the year that I felt that I was ready for marriage, and so I began to pray for a life partner. And after 40 days of fasting, well, that's me. That worked for me. I went to a prayer center, and then when I went to that prayer center, I met the sister. After meeting the sister, later on, at some point, I was given her number to call, and that's how we began the conversation. And so, yeah, here we are many years later.
I think what had happened is, you know, when you like someone but you can't really tell them, and you're not sure if they're married, if they're seeing someone, so you just keep quiet. So that was me at that time. But I used to talk with his brother. His brother, I know him so well, but him, just the physical appearance. Then
I mean, she couldn't talk to me because she was in love, even before I knew it.
Anyway, when he was praying here in Kenya, I was praying there in Doha in a Muslim world. So I was also praying. I was at that stage where I also wanted to get married. But out there, I had there were so many men anyway. There were Europeans, Africans, whatnot, but still I couldn't find that one person whom I really wanted to get married to.
I know.
So this phone call comes in, and he's like, hello.
Changed your life.
He actually started introducing himself. And the first thing he says is like, hi, my name is Pastor George. So when you start a conversation with the word pastor, at first, I've never dreamt of getting married to a pastor. You know.
It should have been attractive, my goodness.
I actually got scared, but at the same time, I'm like, I know this guy. He doesn't need to explain himself, but of course, lazima uringe kidogo, aji explain. Then I actually told you what, kindly call me on this particular day, because that night, you call me late at night. And then next day I had an early morning shift. Yeah. And I told him, kindly call me on this date, I'll be off. So I actually didn't wait for him to explain a lot about himself. So he calls me back, and I'm like, okay, fine. I listened to him, and I asked him, what do you want? What did you tell me?
Well, I can't remember exactly what I said, but on this other side of the conversation, or what was happening on this other side, is that I had gone for a pastor's retreat. I remember very well, it was at Deliverance Church Nakuru, LCC, and it was a pastors forum where the meeting is called Pastors and Spouses. And so in that meeting, I was the only one without a spouse. And because I was kind of young, and all the other pastors were making fun of me. And so they said that because I had stayed for about 7 years without dating, and the reason why I did that is because I had told God that I wanted to date my wife and not just be in many relationships and things like that. So I had not dated prior to that. So one of the pastor's wife, who ended up becoming our best couple, says to the pastors to kind of leave me alone because because it's not like I have refused to date. Is just that I haven't found the right person. And so in regard to that, she gives me a number to call, and it's a strange number because it's a foreign number, and I didn't have a lot of credit. I didn't have a lot of airtime. I think I had like 20 bob. When it rang like this, when she said hi, and she talked a bit, I was hoping she wouldn't talk. We wouldn't talk a lot because I knew the phone was just going to the credit was going to run out sooner than later. So when she told me, call me on this day, I quickly said, praise the Lord. God knows his people. God knows his people. And so I quickly also cut the phone. But on this other side, I was being put on pressure. And that's why I ended up making that conversation. It was very uncomfortable for me because I had to explain who I am to a person who already knows you. And so she told me, I couldn't quite figure out who she was. So she tells me, check these names on Facebook, then you will get to know who you are talking to. Now, amazingly, I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have airtime so that I could buy data. I had to wait for the next day to go to a cyber to check out who is this girl, and here we are, many years later. Yeah. Oh, and you haven't said you had been looking at my Facebook. I think you need to make it clear to Kenyans that you were secretly checking me out.
You also had to go through my Facebook, and that's where, by the way, the moment he saw my picture, the deal was done.
It is true.
He just knew that's my wife.
However, she had been checking out my pictures for years. I mean,
I had checked his pictures. That's true. I was going through his pictures.
Make a confession, sister.
I've already made a confession to you. Then, as I told you, I was praying also in Doha. I was in an earlier relationship before, but I stayed for like 3 years without dating. Then on this, like what I was telling God is I needed someone who really will take me closer to him. I didn't mention to him I needed a pastor. I just needed someone who will take me closer to God. Yeah, but the moment when he called me and then he said he's pastor, and I'm like, God, are you giving me a pastor? Like you doubt yourself to some extent and you think you're answering yourself the prayers. And this time around I told God, anyway, it's like I was having a conversation like one-on-one with God. So I was like, I didn't have leave. I'm working in this company, which it was very hard to get leave. And it was the peak time. I used to be a cabin crew, so July is a peak time for Kenya. And that time, I had to use my sister's wedding to go and ask for leave days. So I had to go and tell them I'm helping my sister to whatever in the planning of a wedding. And I was granted the leave. So I came.
Can you imagine all because of me?
Yes, all because of George. So I came, I called him, and they're like, okay, let's meet on this particular day, and we go.
Yeah.
So me, I'm waiting for that day, and the day comes, I'm in town waiting for George. Then George shows up. But he shows up with 2 other people, the brother and a friend.
Yeah.
How do you show up on a first date with 2 other people?
Well, my apologies. But you see, there is what is happening on the front, but there is also what is happening on the flip side or the back, if you may. And number one, I didn't want to take you on a date without driving you, and I did not possess a car. So somebody offered to give me their car, but by the time we are coming into town, you're already there. So we just decided, you know what, let us all bundle up together. Then number 2, because of where I was in life, and that's why when you're dating someone, you probably should not look at them. Their status should not deter you from the main course, because at that point I wasn't doing well in life. And so I couldn't even pay for my own bills my brother had to come and pay my bills. My elder brother had to come and pay my bills. I thank him to date, you know, and it's because I couldn't afford to take you out myself. And I wanted, you know, you've heard that this girl is a cabin crew. She has traveled the world. Me, I've never been outside the country. You know, just the farthest I've gone is Uganda. You know, I haven't been out of the country. She's been to China. She's been to the US. She's been to Geneva. She's been to London. She's been to all these fabulous places. So what I wanted to impress on our first date. So at least the best that I could do is take you to Java. But I didn't have money for Java.
The date was nice. At least I couldn't say no with two people there.
Remember, you told me thereafter you didn't have a proper date on that night. So I needed to take you on a date where we're just the two of us.
Yeah, I told him that was not the date I was expecting. I wanted a one-on-one date with him. So he had to take me out for another date. But again, I had to leave, go back to work. So that time then we go back to phone calls, WhatsApp, Viber and all that. That's what we used to do. Then in 2013.
Ah man, those phone calls, my goodness. I paid dearly for those phone calls.
You have to pay dearly to get a wife. But we continued like that. Yeah. And I used to do Nairobi flights. So those like 24 hours, I'll come see him, talk, have our dates together, and then that's it. And then in 2013, Feb 16th, he proposed. Yeah, he did propose. It was a surprise. I didn't know. I actually flew in that particular day.
Yeah, you had flown in that day.
Yeah, so he was taking me out for dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I go, hey, it was nice. It was very nice. It was well planned and all that. My friends, my sisters, the brothers, the cousins, all involved. They planned it out well. I thought I was going for dinner, but there I go. And it was kaboom, people all there. It was a surprise. The moment I saw them, I knew something is going to happen. Yes, and he proposed. Of course, I said yes. I couldn't say no. It was very nice. It was. I really loved it, baby.
Thank you.
The same year, now come May, I take you home. The process went well.
It did.
It did.
Because when I met the dad was so good to me. The mom was so good to me. To be honest, I remember something that the dad did for me. That even before we got married, that for me was, I will never forget that man. Is that he called me and he told me, just before we did the Rora show, he told me, George, you see these things? Me, I don't want you to come to my house and you feel harassed. I want you to tell me, how much are you coming with? So that as you come, I tell my people. And so he talked to me and he told me, for me, I want to encourage the both of you together. And imagine, that's the dad. He told me, I want to encourage the both of you. I don't want to be a hindrance. And for me, that if there is something that I remember to date, is how the father treated me with so much respect and honor, and helped me to get married. I mean, that for me was really quite something.
But also your mom, she really received me very well. I feel like I'm the only daughter. She loves me a lot. Like she's my mom, completely my mom.
Our wedding day was really a fantastic day. One, you know, it's amazing that when we went to look out for a place where we can hold the wedding, we couldn't find one, but we prayed about it. Yes. Amazing. It sounds like fairy tale, but actually it's not. So we prayed about it. When we prayed about it, as we were moving along Kiambu Road, we found a place that was really, it was kind of hidden. Yeah. It was kind of hidden. And that place was called Pishon Gardens. As a matter of fact, it no longer exists. It doesn't exist anymore. And so we went in there. The moment we got in there, we knew this is the place. And for us, and for me, the name Pishon Gardens just nailed it for me, because what Pishon means is a land flowing with gold. It's a land flowing with all the precious stones. So we decided we're going to have a garden wedding. So we're going to do the church there, and then the reception right at the same place. So once guests arrive, they will not leave till the end of the wedding. The wedding was supposed to start at 10. Me, I got there at 9.
And like other brides, I wasn't late on that particular day. 10, the service had started. I was there.
In fact, before 10 you were there.
I was right on time. Eh?
Even when it was a bit far, we had lots of people come, and the service went on very well. Yeah, very well there. It wasn't sunny, but it was also not raining. So it was kind of cloudy. The weather was good. So people were not scorched by the sun. Yes. Then immediately after that, we went for photo session at Windsor.
Let me tell you something. I think he's brought up in a family where timekeeping is really...
It's quite something.
It's quite something. So even photo session, it was right on time. If there's a wedding that, like, you know, the program went as was planned, our wedding.
Yes, then we had an after party at the same place. Amazing.
And you also, in that particular day, on the wedding day, he had friends from UG.
Yeah.
From Uganda. I used to be in Uganda. That same place, they had guest rooms. So it really worked for us all round. It did. So everything there, that's why I think we also were able to keep time. Yeah. And it was fun day. Even the dancing, the afternoon session, we really danced. We danced.
We had fun.
It was not those typical motaratara like thing. Yeah. It was a fun day for us.
It was. It really was.
Then we just had a night in Nairobi, and thank God. When we tell you God came through, he really did come through, because our honeymoon, we went to Zanzibar.
Yeah, we did. So we just had a night here. Then after that night, we flew out. The next day, early morning, we flew out now to
Zanzibar. A whole week. We enjoyed ourselves. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So once we got back from honeymoon, we stayed 3 weeks together. 3 weeks together. After those 3 weeks, now the challenges again of marriage begin, because now she had to go back to Doha. Remember, she was working out of the country. So we are newly married, less than a month. She has gone back to work, and she was not based in Kenya. She wasn't based in Kenya. So that meant that, you know, we could only see one another at designated time.
Yeah, whenever I got a flight to Nairobi, that's when I'll see my husband then. But like for those 3 weeks, we were still honeymooning. It was still a honeymoon for us.
Yeah.
Still conversations on phone. Yeah. We were married. Like I had to call every time. He also have to call me, like, you know, a day wouldn't pass without us talking. But again, remember, I might be in Doha that particular day. Some other 2 days, maybe I'm in Japan. We can't communicate well when like we are like that. So we just continued like that. But like, and then for us, you used to get leave, like you only have 30 days. So you have to divide it well. So like 10 days I'll come, 10 days.
Yeah.
I want to be with him. Your other sisters want to see you. The mom want to see, you know, like I had to really squeeze in time.
Yeah.
It's like we were, you know, rushing. It's like we were housemates at first. Because I come, I leave. 2014, I decided, you know what, I need to go back home and be a wife to, you know, my husband, not to be an absentee wife. So 2014, August 12th, I left Qatar Airways, came back to Kenya to be with my husband. You know, I was used to being alone, doing things, you know, my own way. But now I'm coming to this house. There's someone who's now my husband, and I need to submit under him. At first, changing to that was I think it was a challenge kidogo, because sometimes it's like, you haven't made this, you haven't made this, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I've forgotten me. I like my things like this, but no, it's now two of us. Early morning, I had to wake up, prepare breakfast, and for me, whenever I woke up, and you see, like when working there, maybe I'll wake up at 10, or maybe I come back in the morning. And now for here in Kenya, it was like, at this time you have to wake up, do this. But with time, he's a good man. I think you understood me. You really did.
Wow.
Because sometimes you'll wake up even before me. I'm the one to wake up earlier, but sometimes you'll wake up before me and they're like, hey, you wake up, can you make me breakfast and all that. But with time, I think I got used to it. And with the help of God, it just blended in, and then it's okay. It was actually fun now.
Me, I've been brought up by a mom, and that plays a key role in how you will treat people in your life. It was kind of heavy for me because I have never had a resident father in my life. I've only known my mom, who has been both. For me, in the 6 months that she was away, 8 months that she was away, I would pray to God and tell God, God help me, because I don't know how to be a husband. It hasn't been modeled to me, and I haven't lived to see it. So I knew I was in trouble, because it's as though I was walking on eggshells, literally, because I didn't know what to do. I like what Solomon says, that when he ascended up to kingship in 1 Kings 3 and 8 and 9, he says, I feel like a little baby in the palace. I don't know what to do. And that was it for me. And that's why maybe I was a bit patient, because I also didn't know how to treat a wife. I didn't know how to operate when she's moody, when she's not feeling my vibe, when she's I come into the house and everything is it's as though you are there's a bullet on your head. Anything you say is taken out of context. My goodness. So sometimes I would sit and watch, because I don't know what to do here. But amazingly, over the years we have navigated through. Now I understand her better. Not fully better. Yeah. And I hope to become a better husband. And now, when she immediately came back after like 2 months, she got pregnant. So here is a pregnant woman. Now again, I'm in shock. Now I don't know what to do with a pregnant woman. I thank God for counsel. I thank God for elderly counsel, that some of the people would tell me, do this and do the other and do this, and this is how you operate and this is what you do. So I was able to navigate through. Then the baby comes. When the baby came, I took her to my mom, because now I didn't know what to do now from that point.
For 1 whole month I stayed with my mom, and it was nice. I'm a new mom, here is a baby. I don't know what to do, but she came through. Like, she would cook for me, bathe the baby, also help me in so many things. Like, I was just a queen there, which I enjoyed.
She was taken in my bedroom,
yeah,
my former bedroom.
Yeah, for 1 whole month, and it was okay. The baby was healthy, I was healthy. Yeah, but he also did a good job. He would wake up at night. If the baby cries, he will also wake up. He's not breastfeeding, I'm breastfeeding, yeah, but he'll still wake up, assist me, like to sit down, I breastfeed the baby, he goes to sleep, we put him back to bed and we sleep together. And remember, he's going to work, he will leave me sleeping. But thank you so much, by the way. He really did help me. And now the baby is all grown up, he's 3 years old.
Yeah.
He's so playful. He's so...
So marriage life is not, I think it's what you make it. It can be hell if you so desire it to be. It can equally be a bed of roses where it has thorns in it, and it has the rose part also, but also it can be good. It can be good. It can be good.
I think you too determine what kind of a marriage you want. The one thing I'll tell ladies, the moment you respect your man and submit to your man, things will work out well for you. And then don't forget things you used to do when you used to date. Like for us, whatever we used to do when we were dating, going out, you know, like we enjoy our company together. And like, hey, and by the way, he never used to know how to cook. So I taught him how to cook. So that's another thing that we do together, and which like makes us, you know, we bond. And another thing, pray. Prayers, they do work.
They do.
Pray for your husband. That it will work out for you. But it doesn't mean that we don't have our ups and downs. We do. But like sometimes ladies, we talk a lot, and it helps when we keep silent and listen to what he's saying. Because sometimes you want him to change, but in essence, ladies, we are the ones with the problem. So listen to your man, and then things will just work out. I think for me, this is the game changer. You must have worked on yourself before you get into marriage. I think so. You work on your emotions, work on your what we would call the fruit of the spirit. Be a patient, a kind, a caring person. You know, be these things before you meet the person. It actually helps, because if you are able to exercise self-control before marriage, then in that self-control in marriage, you will equally be able to exercise it. You will not just say what you want to say. You will think about the other person before you can utter words, out of your mouth. And so one of the things that I can say that has helped me in the few years that we've been in marriage is just allowing, and especially God, to work on you, to work on your inner man, and you're able to reproduce. And another thing, we have mentors.
Oh, definitely.
Our best couples, they are our mentors. Like, you know, I would love to emulate them, which I look at them. I look at how Pastor Oscar treats the wife, Jennifer, which I also do. It doesn't mean that I have to do exactly that, but having mentors who are older than you, they'll help you when it comes to this marriage, and when we have any challenges, go talk to them. It does help.
It does help, it does help.
George, favorite color, he loves bright colors. So I'll say purple.
Yeah, purple is it.
He also loves orange.
I do,
Bright colors, he does.
Don't you say?
And he's colorful. You see, there are so many. Orange, pink, white. Yeah.
I would say equally bright colors. She likes bright colors. I'm not very sure, but yeah, she equally likes purple.
Yes.
She equally likes purple. She likes a bit of orange. Not orange. Yellow. Not yellow.
Fuchsia. You know, men are not good with.
What is fuchsia now? I don't know what fuchsia is. A red works very well with her. Lipstick. Yeah, red works. So purple, fuchsia, and red. Yeah.
George, love language. He takes me out. He's one person who compliments, and especially when it comes to hair. And then he buys me gifts. Well, there's so many. What else? And he's someone who really, it's outspoken. He'll tell me, I love you. Hey, by the way, today you're looking good. Like that. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So Pauline's love language is touch, is appreciation. Touch and appreciation. And she likes gifts. So that's her love language. Yeah, I think so. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Oh, yeah. I thought so too.
George, favorite meal? You can have rice every day and meat every day. Yes.
I would agree. I like rice.
Imagine.
I think rice is heavenly. And I think we'll find it in heaven, in fact.
No way.
By the way,
You need to have a balanced diet.
Eh,
Ah,
So Pauline's favorite dish, meal, if you may, she likes traditional food. She likes matoke. She likes ugali. She likes mukimo. All the things that I don't.
the best dancer? Pauline is the best dancer. He has 2 left feet. We can do a challenge by the way.
No. That one, she definitely, you're a better dancer than I am. I remember one time we danced salsa, and I stepped on her. Recently on the Valentine's Day.
Imagine.
This year. Yeah, and she couldn't dance anymore. So it's amazing. Yeah. One thing that Pauline really loves, it would make her happy, is to be loved on. Over the years I've seen it's not the car, it's not the house, it's not the material, it's not the destination that I'll take her that probably will make her happy. It's just me doing the 2 little things for her, like, asking, oh, how was your day? We sit at the couch and, oh, come, how are you? I have missed you. Those are the things that makes her, feel appreciated. And she really loves that kind of an approach. Yeah.
One thing that makes George happy, me being affectionate to him, and good food. Me cooking good food for him, not someone else. Pauline doing that. He loves it. What else? He also loves compliments. And he also, like, when he just comes in, the way you receive him, it changes whatever.
Yeah.
His moods and all that. Like, that's love for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah. Have I forgotten something? No.
No, you're good.
Yeah, that's it. This is Mr. and Mrs. Waroi, and that is our love story. Our love story.